Hello everybody, my name is SkillsXKills27 and welcome back to some more Minecraft Agrarian Skies. Now guys, today we got quite a few things on our list, but one of those things is getting some meals going. Now I've prepared everything I need for the meal. I'll go over that in a minute, but what I do need is I need some sort of automated farming system for the juice, and as well for the fruits and vegetables that I'm going to be using. So I've done a bunch of stuff here. I've gotten a bunch of stuff ready and ready to go. As well, I set up a cow farm, so I got the spawner there. I've got a grinder over there. I also set up a grinder over there, set up for the pigs that spawn in the other one. And then I also set up a rancher, which is able to get milk from our cows. And because they're spawning constantly, there's no cooldown time, which is awesome. So, I've been handing in the milk quest now. So if we take a look at the milk quest and go with the flow, open. And it's strong bones, and I've been inputting milk for a long time now. And I guess we'll see how that goes. Alright, so also downstairs I've set up set up a milk tank and a storage system and a way to use it in our crafting, because we need milk for the crafting we're going to do today. So here it is. We got our tank for milk. We got our fluid tesseract with the milk on, getting milk. Then I've just got a fluid duct and putting it into our quest delivery system. Now over here I've got an ME interface, and this is able to get us buckets of milk just by inputting into this autonomous activator, which then gets outputted back into the ME interface, and that will get us a bucket of milk. Now, of course, for that to run, we can't have the quest on, so I think when I'm crafting my food, I'm gonna want to turn that off so that we have lots of milk, and we can do that. All right. So let's get on with what we're doing today. So what we're going to be doing is I want to set up some kind of a fancy farm. So if we were to grab a bone meal, and what I did was I bone mealed the grass over here a lot, like bone meal, and break all the grass, and I've got so many seeds until after going through a stack of bone meal, I finally got a lettuce seed. Now you may end up with the same problem as me. Hopefully you don't, because it really sucks. But you just might have that same problem. So hopefully you don't, but you just might. So let's hope for the best. And then so this is an apple tree, and what we've got underneath here is I placed the water so that when we go and plant all of our plants, they won't decay or anything like that. And the the apple tree has apples on it, and they grow and stuff, but of course you can use bone meal to grow them. If my leg stops me, there we go. So you can bone meal them. I thought, yep, yes you can. So you just if you hold right click, you can just bone meal, and use up all your bone meal and get thousands and thousands of apples, which is why this guy's mature. Thank you. Which is why I'm going to set up an automated system using autonomous activators. Now I got 2 in my quest from the quest last episode, and I set it up for auto crafting so that we've got some more set up. And basically, what I'm doing with the apples here is I'm setting up a tesseract, which will be on the bone meal frequency, and we will set it to item mode, receive only, fluid mode blocked, and energy mode blocked. So now it's receiving bone meal, doing its thing, and that's what we're doing. Now for a quick second here, I'm just going to pop this guy off, just simply because he's getting in my way, and we definitely won't have a problem with apples at the moment. Now I'm just going to take him, and I'm going to turn him off for the moment being. And the reason for that is because that's going to get annoying. Trust me. It will. And I'm going to have to turn them all off, in fact, pretty soon. Just because they're all going to get annoying. Now, sadly, this apple tree isn't going to live. So I'm actually going to have to cut him away a little bit. And, ooh, looks like I'm going to have to put a little block here. Just so that I can get my vacuum hopper. Vacuum. Pretty cool. 8. There we go. Vacuum hopper. And we just go 2. Also, I put repair on my axe. So now we've got repair on my axe so it doesn't break. And, yeah. Alright, sorry about that big interruption. So, when we look in our vacuum hopper, what I want to do is just set our output to be at the top. Just like that. Can I not click? There we go. So that's going to be our output. Now, I don't think it can output on its own. So what I'm going to have to do is place down a item duct like that, and he is going to have to pull out and into a tesseract. This tesseract is going to be set at we're going to want it to be item mode, send, fluid mode, blocked, and energy mode blocked. Set to all, so we're sending the item back to our system. We're going to want to set that to that, and set a pneumatic servo, and just ignore all redstone signals. Cool. Alright, so now if we were to enable this guy, what should happen is it should get sucked up, and all of the apples should be going in our vacuum hopper and back home to the system. Cool. Now I'm just going to do that just to disable this if I can. Thank you. Okay, and drop our apples away. And now we're going to do the same thing with everything else. Now, thanks to hunger overload, the crops that we have are actually so much easier to manage now. Because the way we can do it now is if you right click a crop, it'll automatically harvest it. So, same way the apples work, we can actually just put an autonomous activator with there with bone meal and automatically get running. Now, I know this isn't, I mean, people, all the time I see people who are, what the heck is going on? Okay. All the time I see people doing these MFR farms and all these weird funky things, all these weird funky farms. And personally, that's just not my style, I must say. I mean, I love these big farms, and to be honest, I will end up making larger farms just for appearances. But for now, I'm looking at pure efficiency. And when it comes to efficiency, this is efficiency. Because we are getting mob essence anyway. That's the point of our mob farm. So we're getting mob essence. We've got a wither skeleton farm. The point of that is to get coal. But the best thing is, the byproduct of both of those is bones. And bones, well, we're not really using them for anything. We're using our arrows for chickens. We're using our rotten flesh for dirt. We're using our string for wool and all kinds of other things. And we could end up using our string for dirt as well. But bones, we're not really using for anything. So we can use them for bone meal for our trees. We can use them for our apples, and for all of our crops as well. So, yeah, that's the reason why we're doing this. So let's place this guy down. I'm going to set him to bone meal. We're going to configure him to receive items, to block and block. Okay, and then we hit check, and he should be receiving bone meal, but he shouldn't be doing anything with it yet. Good. Now let's go to the other side. Do the same thing. Bone meal, receive only, block and block, check, good. Next one, block, block, bone meal, check, and here, oh, that is not the right spot. There we go. Block, block, and bone meal, check. So now, really, all we have to do is plant these things. So, we're planting lettuce, because lettuce is actually one of the challenges. One of the quests, as you can see, well, first off, we need, like, there's, like, these deluxe burger quests, and these hearty breakfast quests, and these fishy sandwich quests, and all kinds of quests, and they all require lettuce. So, lettuce is going to be a big part. We may end up actually diverting 2 of them to lettuce, just simply because how much we're going to use it. So when we go to Hell's Kitchen, open it up, please. There we go. And we get leafy greens, that needs lettuce. Not so fast food, that needs lettuce. Surf and turf, that needs lettuce. And most important meal of the day doesn't. Pretty lucky for us. So, but that's 3 quests, and they all have what? 1,000. Okay, 1,000 lettuce, 2,000 lettuce. Oh boy, 52,000 lettuce in total. So I think we should probably get that up and running. So the way that works is just like that. Now, did I just pick up lettuce? No, I didn't. Good. Okay. Next on our list, soybeans. Why? Again, quests. Quest chain, vegan delight, soy milk, and firm tofu. 400 soybeans we're going to need to process. So let's get those going. Now, what else? Onions. In order to get our breakfast and our deluxe burgers, I believe, we need onions. So, hands down, we need onions. Bing. And finally, last but not least, tomatoes. Tomatoes, same thing. I believe we need them for the fishy quest too. So, we need them for 2 quests for sure. Possibly another one. So now we've got all of our farms up and running. This guy should be able to keep up quite well. That's very nice. And I believe that's everything. All we need to do is enable this guy again, and he will be good. Okay, guys, so sadly, our system here doesn't work. It works for apples, but nothing else. And that's simply because what happens with these plants is that when you right click it, the item goes to the nearest inventory. So, or not to the nearest inventory, to the inventory that right clicked it. So sadly what that means is that we aren't able to do this the way that I planned. What we're gonna have to do is have a harvester, a planter, and we're gonna need to we can do the bone mealing, but we do need a harvester, which will need to be constantly harvesting them, and a planter that will be constantly planting them. Sadly, that's just the true fact. So I'm thinking we can place a harvester right there, and then we put a tesseract behind it, give it energy, receive items, and everything will be good. Put a planter, oh, I don't know, right there, maybe even right where that water block is, I don't know, probably underneath, should work, and have the planter just plant there, and there, or it might even plant in the entire area. I'm fine with that, I don't really care. So I'm gonna have to set that up, but it's really late tonight, and I'm gonna have to go to bed to get some work done. Tomorrow, yeah, as you see, it didn't drop on the ground, it just came to my inventory, so I'm just gonna, so just remember, I'll be back tomorrow, and I will record another clip, and I'll set up the harvester and the planter on camera, don't worry, and then hopefully we can finish these hearty breakfasts. I mean, we can, using onions, like, we probably already have a bunch. We have one, and that's because our milk product is being used for the quest chain at the moment, and it's cooking pork chop right now. Hello, everybody. My name is SkillsX. Oh wait, what am I doing? Oh, that's right. Yeah, we've already recorded a session to this episode. Okay. Well, I guess welcome back. So yeah. So guys, today, here we go. Today I wanted to do a few things. Well, what we want to do is we want to finish up our auto farms. So what I'm getting is I created a planter and a actually we don't want those in there yet. In fact, created a planter and a harvester. Okay, and what I'm going to be doing is basically getting those set up and auto farming, because what we did previously was we set it up so that you'd bone meal and right click, but it brings it into the nearest inventory, and well, that doesn't really work very well. So crap, it has to be right there. Okay, so we want to set you to seeds, check. Want to be receiving items, 1, 2, receiving energy, go. Now I can run. Alright. Wow, lots and lots of time on my stuff. Okay, well, we've got well fed, so at least that's going to help us a little bit. Can't eat anything when I'm poisoned. Okay, so now that that's set up, what I've set up with my planter is I'm going to go show you in 1 second. We've got tons of beef, by the way, tons of stuff from this. Probably going to end up turning it off, just because it's producing enough to last us for the rest of the game. So, all right. So for some reason this isn't working properly. It's gaining energy. It's planting seeds. Planted lettuce everywhere. Planting lettuce everywhere you go. Huh. Maybe if we do something. Wait, that's why I have this open block over here so I can access it. Maybe if I do something like that. Something like this. To make it more crazy. Because I've set this up so that this works. The item filter. Doesn't seem like that's working though. Maybe if I right click with tomatoes. Get rid of it and right click the tomatoes. Lettuce maybe. Right click with the lettuce. Soybean. Right click with the soybean. And onion. Right click with the onion. So one of these corners should be planting. That's planting lettuce. And with that, planting soybean. With that, tomato. So it seems like you actually have to left click with it. You can't, or you have to right click with it. You can't left click. Okay, get rid of that. Well, I'll get rid of that. Go onions. Cool. So tomato, onion, soybean, and lettuce. Alright, so that's working properly. Now the ones that are in between the autonomous activators, those will just go naturally, I guess. Leave 1 lettuce in our inventory. Leave 1 soybean in our inventory. 1 onion in our inventory. Good. So now we can plant this dirt back. Bing. Like that, and it'll plant our lettuce because it's just like that. And now we need to place our harvester. So let's go harvester. Right. If it'll let me move. No. There we go. Right there. Right there. Let's just turn it around. Thought it faced the way you were, but apparently not. There we go. And now what we need to do is set up our tesseract for all. Check, and we want item mode, send, fluid mode, blocked, energy mode, receive. I believe this guy's going to produce sludge, and I don't think the sludge will stop it, because I don't really need the sludge, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Now they both should be up and running. All I need to do is set up the seeds to input somewhere. So let's go over here. Set up 4 basic export buses. Just going to set them up to export tomatoes, export lettuce, export soybean, and finally, oh boy, this lag is getting kind of annoying. Sorry about that noise, by the way. I got my window open. For those people who are in Canada right now, it is so hot in Canada. It's actually crazy hot. Like, it's getting... Canada's supposed to be a cold place, but like, well, it's only like 75 degrees Fahrenheit, but I mean, that's pretty warm for us. That's extremely warm, actually. I was like sweating all day long and all night long. Not very comforting, but anyway, off that topic, let's head on up and set these up, begin the bone mealing process, and see what happens. So, now of course, to keep these from right-clicking and harvesting where we don't want them, we can turn sneaking to be on. And with sneaking on, it won't actually harvest it. It will only bone meal. Okay. I don't like how the vacuum hopper takes up so much space. Sneaking is on. Takes up like a full block with the space. So do those apples. It's kind of annoying. Sneaking is on. Alright, so let's start with the tomatoes. See what happens. Sneaking is on. Bone meal, right clicking, bone meal. Let's do it. Now obviously instead of using the harvester I could just use like a bunch more autonomous activators, but really I'd rather not. There we go. So it's harvesting. So it's bone mealing and harvesting quite nicely. Now it seems to be lagging a little bit, but isn't that the way it always is, right? It always lags. Ignore all of these and see how well it's able to run. Just like that. Very nice. Now our planter seems to be struggling to keep up. Now I've set it so that it doesn't consume the whole stack. So basically what it means is that it'll leave one item behind every time. Wow. Seems like this harvester isn't able to keep up actually when you think about it. I'd like to turn this guy off for the moment. Just because it can get kind of annoying. Just gets kind of annoying when you're trying to dig blocks. It's actually kind of annoying to have all this particle effects. Okay. So let's open up the planter, and as you can see, it's using up seeds, but it seems to be keeping up quite well actually with the seeds. We'll just monitor this for a little bit. I've got consume stack off, which means it's going to leave one of each if we ever run out of seeds. And eventually it seems to be going up. So eventually all these will fill up and we'll have an overload of seeds, which will be nice to have. That's pretty cool. Just because the lag matters, I'm going to turn video settings, and I'm going to turn, okay, maybe animations. What? Particles. Where's particles effects? Water animation, fire animation, redstone animation, flame, terrain animation, particles, Minimal. Items animated, dripping water, particle, smoke, portal. All off. Let's do it. Let's set them all off and see what happens. So we shouldn't be seeing these particles anymore. That's good. And that should greatly increase our FPS, which is noticeably different already. Now let's turn this guy. Let's just set this guy to be like that. And now we may continue ignored and see what happens. Everything seems to be working. Now, of course, I threw that dirt away because I forgot to grab it out of the hopper when I turned that on. So obviously, that's going to be an issue. Also, by the way, guys, this guy is full of pink slime. But that doesn't seem to be being an issue, because what's happening... I just wanted a little bit of extra pink slime, because I think... yeah, it's empty. Because what's happening is the meat goes in here, and then the pink slime goes in here, because it's not constantly full of meat, right? So, yeah. Now, I believe now that that is up and running, I do want to get a chicken farm up and running, but I guess I'll look at the time of the video so far, like how long it's been, and see how well that's doing. But if we take a look at our hearty breakfast, ooh, we got 10 already. Very nice, very nice. Now, I decided to grab 99 because the quest said 100, but I want to eat my first hearty breakfast. So once this is done, the 99, I'm going to hand them in, and then I'm going to craft one more. And I think I turned it on. I actually probably just out of milk. Yep. So I turned the quest on again. So just all we need to do is just flip that off. And once this quest is finished, it's already halfway finished. So once it's finished, then we won't be having this issue anymore, which is good. It's good stuff. So now we should be noticing a difference in our hearty breakfast production. Or not. Wonder, is there a reason why this is happening? Believed it was supposed to send stuff in. What I'm wondering is it running out of power? Doesn't seem to be the issue. I think it's the fact that this is too small. I know it's kind of hard to believe, but I can expand this downwards. Because the way it is right now, I may not be able to handle as many crafting recipes as it's trying to handle right now. And it's working, finally. Finally working. Now, 1 second here, guys. Sorry about that. 1 second. Sorry about that. Like I said, it's very hot, so I had my fan on, and I realized how bad it is with the fan, but it's working now. Basically what I had to set up was I removed that system, and I started getting into fluid storage with ME. So what I've got here is a fluid storage bus. So it's the same as a normal storage bus. It'll just act as if this is a chest storing the fluid, and then when I go into my fluid interface, or fluid terminal, you can see we've got milk. 16 buckets worth of it. That's because that's all that one tank can hold, even though really it's 16 times 4. Because, wait, no, 16 times, whoa, there's a lot more. Okay, 6, 12, so 16 times 12, actually. So that's how much we have. So we've got a lot more than it says we have, but I mean, that's just the way the tanks work. Excuse me, sir, can you stop? Thanks. There must be a reason why there's so many of these. Let's grab some torches and clean up. Just do some cleanup time. Okay, thank you. Let's hit F7 and see where we're allowed to spawn, where they're spawning. Ah, see, when I placed that planter there, water flew down and broke my torch, probably. So that's probably what happened. I can plug you in a moment. Hang on. I just need to plug this guy in. Got my phone here. That says he's about to die, and I said, no, you're not about to die. Uno secondo, please. Oh, thank you. Okay. Obviously, my French isn't the best. So, yeah. So that's working. Now, the way I've got it auto-crafting is I've set up over here a fluid export bus. This guy is set to export milk buckets and into here. So basically, exporting milk into here. And this guy has got a ME interface, which allows you to get milk buckets. Pretty cool. And then it's exporting into the import bus on the back. Just like everything else with import buses, but instead using extra fluid stuff. Pretty cool. So, now, if we take a look at our hearty meals, the thing that's making them go so slow is the fact that we have to smelt up all this bread. So I'm just going to grab a bunch of bread. We've got a bunch here. Let's grab, oh, I don't know, a couple stacks of it. And it'll craft up all on its own. Very fine and dandy like. And I'm just going to place them in here to cook up so that so we're getting our toast twice as fast. Now, obviously this wheat is going to go by quite quickly. So, we're going to have to get some seeds going. Ooh. Look at that. We're out of wheat already. So if we take some seed, some normal vanilla seeds, got 386 of them, and set them up with that system. So we're going to need an export, and basic export bus. Just let that craft out. Basic export bus, good stuff. And then we're also going to need a autonomous activator. Ooh, just enough. And we're going to need another tesseract. Just one more tesseract. Now while that's going, we can actually set this up over at our planter. Yeah. So let's get up here. Please let me up. Let's just grab some dirt while we're at it. See our beef and leather. Massive amounts of it. I believe we can compost beef, actually. I don't know. All I know is all these plants that we're growing we can compost, so it's not that big of a deal. Including saplings, which is pretty cool. So, yeah. So this guy's working quite nicely. Now let's just go in here, and we're going to set up... Oh, I don't know. What's this? We got tomato, and lettuce. So right in the middle of those two, seeds. Pretty cool. Now we're just going to do this. Place you down. In fact, actually we can't do that. We have to set up a place for seeds in here. So let's take our tomato, put in a stack of seeds. Obviously there's no more room for the soybeans, so that's the reason for that. Then we place that, and it should place seed crops. Nice. So now what we need to do is place our autonomous activator. Boink. Grab our hammer, twist it up, and set an input to the back, like this. And all we need is another tesseract to set up bone meal. Oh boy, can't sprint because of the lag. Mass amounts of lag. With all these automated systems, we get lots of lag, eh? Pretty crazy. Tesseract is Feeny. Oh, by the way, if we take a look at our stuff, it's not that. What is it? I can't remember what it's called. All I know is that we've got a bunch of it now. It's the stuff from the cyanites, that's what it is. From our big reactor. 45. Nice, we're moving up. Now, of course, we're going to need a lot to produce our turbine. And hopefully our turbine will be able to produce. We're going to need 2 turbines in order to run 4 of our pre-chargers at full speed. Yeah, but all I know is that this guy is able to produce more than enough, which is good, because that's all we need. More than enough is always good. Alright, so place you down, not there, obviously not, and place you down there. I'm going to set you to bone meal, check, and I want you to be receive items, fluid blocked, and energy blocked. And now he should be getting bone meal as well. Bone mealing. Now the wheat is going to take longer. So yeah. So I'll be back in a minute, guys, and see how this is doing. Alright, guys, so what I've done is I've replaced all these export buses with one precision export bus, which is definitely more efficient and allows us to have more than just what we already had. Shit. I really hope that that was pre-configured. I really hope it stayed pre-configured, because now I have to go back and grab all those seeds. Okay, good, it stayed pre-configured. So I added seeds to it, and I added everything else to this one that needs it. So now we only need one of them, and once we have more things, I mean, that farm can fit up to 8 things so far. We could even expand the range if we have to, actually. But for now, 8 things is good enough. And we're getting tons of resources, so that's good. Look at how massive our amount of beef is. Holy smokes. Okay. Take a look. We got, what are some of our biggest? We got some lettuce, tomatoes, soybeans. These are big. Got lots of big things. Alright. So, let's take a look at our hearty breakfasts. 61 of them already. Wow. Let's see, how are they doing on crafting? Oh, we're missing eggs. I guess that's what I'm going to have to do. So off camera, I'm going to set up some eggs. But for now, I want to enjoy our first and foremost hearty breakfast. Oh, that's good stuff. Alright, guys, so thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Agrarian, guys. Got so much done. I can't even believe how much we got done, actually. We usually get nothing done each episode. I mean, the reactor episode, we got lots done, but everything else, just boring as crap. So, this episode, we got so much done. We got this farm set up, and I'm about to set up a quick little egg farm. All it's going to be is a little, I think I'm going to set up a whole nother section here for a chicken pen. Or maybe even, I'll probably actually use this one as a chicken pen. I'll have to use wooden fences to keep them contained better than usual. But yeah, so just gonna grab this item hopper because this guy's going to be useful for gathering up everything we need. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, leave a comment, let me know if you're liking the series. If you're not liking the series, let me know in the comment section below why you're not liking the series so I can change that for you. Alright, see you guys next time. Bye-bye.